I've been doing no phone Red Bull walks every morning,
Woo!
and
Okay,
I
I love
love
this.
it. Just out in the real world,
Right now. Oh,
getting some
how is that?
sunshine and fresh air. It's amazing. It's great.
What's the real
Have you been
world like?
outside lately? Outside's awesome.
It's so sad that we have to like check on our friends and be like,
Yeah.
when was the last time you went out?
Yeah, have you been
to the real
outside?
world?
If you guys haven't been
I-
outside, by the way, this is the intro. Welcome to Brain
Official
Brains.
intro.
If you guys haven't been outside lately, mix it in.
Maybe go out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just,
I've been
you
doing
know?
walks at 8 a.m. before it gets too hot, but like the sun feels good.
Mm.
Been
Oh, those
going
are
like
so
45
nice.
minutes. Life's good.
Oh, that's perfect, dude. That's a good amount of time to actually get into flow state. I've noticed that
Yeah.
maybe short walks, like 15, 20, it's not quite long enough. And I'm still
Yeah,
thinking about
I know what
work.
you mean. Yeah.
Past about 30, though, I'm like, look at all these trees.
Yeah. And then like I come back, shower,
Yes.
and then like my brain's like ready to write and ready to do work.
Oh, that
It's
sounds
great.
amazing. I haven't
Yeah.
been walking as much because we're actually on your side of the planet here. I am down in Sarasota and it is hot. But I don't
Yeah, I
know
bet.
how you deal with this because in Colorado it gets hot, but it's like, oh, 90 and dry. So it feels like it's 80-ish, 85.
Yeah, no,
This
I
is
do
a
all my
different kind of
walking and
heat.
golfing before 11 a.m. That's how.
I don't know how people deal with this. I understand now why people are like just really they have basically no clothes on all the time. Like I
Yeah.
see people walking around with no shirts, like
Yeah.
douches everywhere. I'm like, I get it now because
Yeah.
it's sticky hot. We're getting I have
Could've
a
been.
specific thing that I wanted to bring up today, based upon all of my Twitter ramblings. It always comes from Twitter. This week, I didn't realize that this post was gonna like pop off as much as it did, but I posted something that asked people, what was the single biggest thing that you did in your ad account that you didn't think was gonna make a difference, but it like drastically changed everything?
Oh, good question.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you this, and then I'm gonna share the answers because this was really eye-opening for me. I was like, whoa. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you, what was like the single biggest thing you've changed in the ad account, not the landing pages, because I know you're a big like CRO landing page guy. Ad account.
There's an example last year. Last year, Q1, we were having a really hard time reaching new people. And we weren't sure what was going on at first because like all the numbers looked normal. Like CPM hadn't gone up.
Okay.
You know, like click-through rate, all that stuff looked good. Conversion rate on site looked good. But we were like, why are we not acquiring more new customers? Like, this is really weird.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never excluded past purchasers from our campaigns at OG up until this point because one, we like struggle to get repeat purchases anyway. So it's like if I have to pay to reacquire some customers, like it is what it is.
Yeah.
And also when I got there, like we were small enough where like I didn't think it mattered really.
Mm-hmm.
But we got bigger, growth got a little bit harder. So we excluded past purchasers like through Meta, and then we used a tool called Waste Not to like help with those exclusions further. And both worked really well. It was an immediate like 40% drop in NCPA.
Yeah.
And blended MER was up. All our business metrics like got better instantly.
Interesting. Well, and this
So the simple exclusions.
Exclusions, yeah. Like a mechanical exclusion too.
Yeah.
I didn't actually hear this pop up when I actually ran this. It wasn't even a poll. It was just a question of like, what was the single?
I'm super interested to hear what people said.
Yes. Okay. So I went through it and actually consolidated them all. So it's easier for us to go through them. Take this with a grain of salt. There was 28 people that responded, but some people gave me some pretty deep insight to all this stuff. 18% of the people who gave me their opinion said it was about account structure and consolidation. So
it's a good move.
Somebody talked about graveyard zombie campaigns. Consolidation of the overall account. Like, I know, I was like, some of these I've never even really heard of. I'm like, what the heck is a zombie campaign? So 18% though went straight over towards the biggest thing that impacted was account structure. 14% said that keeping their hands off the account was the single biggest thing.
I like that.
That helps like the overall account start scaling again. So not looking at the account, not touching it, not checking it once a week. Like they just completely stopped doing stuff with us. So that was really interesting. 11% said bid and cost caps, which I was like,
don't like that.
This is what I'm saying. And this is why I love these type of questions, because when I shoot this out of the internet, I'm literally just like curious, like what's going on with these people. The fascinating part, and something that we'll talk about a little bit at the end of all of this, is like, look at how many different things impacted
Yeah.
the ad account. It's not like 50% of these people said it was this. This was the
Right.
one thing. And I'd also like to point out, none of these people said creative at the top.
Well, I think based on the way
I
you
found really
framed the
interesting.
question, we wouldn't have said that.
It's very true. I would
took
love
the
to bury
question as like it didn't mean that.
Yeah. From a media buying standpoint, these are the things that are working.
Yeah.
So we got 11% bid and cost gaps. Another 11% talked about data tracking or measurement, having accurate data, conversion tracking from day one, ignoring click-through rate, judging on hold rate or downstream conversion. So some people I think are talking about basically the differences in their data accuracy or how they're interpreting it, which I found really interesting. And then we've got like a bunch of little things below that, like creative, offers and landing pages came up, targeting audiences, like product platform, all these different things. There are some very clear biases, and I kind of want to talk about on this episode of like 9 specific things that are marketer biases that popped out of this that I was like,
great.
I don't think people notice that they do this. So the very first one, and I'm always interested to see if you think you do this. Biggest thing that I see from marketers that they should probably not be doing anymore is bad habit. Action bias came out really strong in almost every single one of these. It's like people can't help themselves. They have to do something all the time.
Yeah, it's so funny because like when I think about the times in my career where like Meta is absolutely ripping, I wasn't touching it. Like I think about like we had 2 years in a row at OG, literally 2 years in a row where like everything we did crushed. We beat forecasts again and again. We sold out again and again. Like we're just on such a heater. And I remember there was a point where I was talking to Ryan or someone, and he was like, "What's going on in the account?" And I was like, "I don't know." And like he thought I was joking. And I was like, dude, I was like, I haven't touched it in 3 weeks. Why would I? Like, we're already selling out more profitably and too quickly. Like,
does this mean
it's just ripping? But let me follow it up with, as soon as performance gets bad, I'm like, let's do everything. I'm like, let's consolidate account structure. Let's launch a big batch of new creative. Let's test new copy and headlines on the landing pages. Like, so yeah, I like, it's so hard to trust the process when the process isn't working right in this moment. And then there's been a couple times in my career where like I definitely think I overdid it, where it's like, all right, I've done 30 things and I don't know if any of them are having a positive impact. I have no way to measure which thing is driving new results. And so yeah, it definitely happens. I have a podcast coming out next week. Weird plug, sorry.
Let's plug.
But it's a really good one. It's with Cody Whittick from Kinship.
I love that guy.
He has a protocol of like what to do when meta performance is bad. And it's a really like structured, logical SOP for like, hey, when performance is bad, I think it's a 6-step thing where it's like, this is what you should run through. To like not overreact, not panic pull levers. It's really good. It'll be out by the time this episode is out, so go check it out. But yeah, it's all of it is way easier said than done because your instinct is like, let's change everything.
Yes, let's do something about it, which kind of leads us into like the second thing that I see here, like bad habits that marketers have that came out in all of this data that I was finding. The illusion of control is really strong, which is kind of like a twin, right, to the first one we talked about. But everybody's talking about the fact that I changed XYZ and then it started to take off, or like I did this and all of a sudden it changed. I think we're kind of mistaking a little bit of activity for influence.
Yeah.
Like it makes us feel like we did something that actually worked. My question to you, and that was the question I was going to ask the last question, but I'll ask it on these two. Is this a case for let Meta cook? Or is this like this is what I'm saying, is I'm trying to decide, is this like Meta's actually smarter than we think it is and we should probably just let it do? Or is it no, we should monitor without trying to mess so much? Is the key takeaway.
Yeah, I don't know. I've just seen like, I think before 12 months ago, I would have told you like, just let Meta cook. Like, Meta's really good. Like we didn't do anything at all sophisticated media buying at OG. We had like 2 main campaigns that ran all the time, separated by product, and like they just ripped. They were CBO, one ad set in each, and like life was awesome. And then there were a string of times in a row where Meta would spend like all of the campaign budget on one ad.
Yes.
And
that's what I'm saying,
overall performance would suck. And the ad wasn't good at anything. It wasn't good at getting engagement. It wasn't good at getting clicks. It damn sure was not good at getting conversions. And it's one of those things where like I looked at it and I'm like, there's no logical reason why Meta is spending money on this. I think Meta is wrong. And when I turned those ads off, performance bounced back immediately. Now I've also seen the opposite where like Meta spending all the money on one ad and performance is not good, and I turn it off and things don't get better. So like my answer here is I don't know. I don't know.
That's a good answer though. I think that's a better answer than most people in this industry like to come up with. It's like, we don't know. But what I'm hearing is that this is a good case for let Meta cook, but keep an eye on it. You're the manager of Meta.
Yeah, like
you need to be involved.
I prefer to let it cook like within certain guardrails. Like
I would agree. So this is the third one that I want to run into because you said earlier that you had one CBO campaign with freaking one ad set in it. I am impressed with your restraint because I think the third thing in here that marketers do, this bad habit, get rid of it. Complexity bias is really big in this industry. We love if it's complex. And this is coming from somebody who has very complex systems. Like mine are intense and in depth. The reason for that, though, on my side is because it's all attached to the weird psychology things, and I'm trying to track things that you can't normally track, like emotion and communication level. Meta, though, I find marketers love this. Like, I need 10 different campaigns. All of them have like 18 different ad sets in them, and I'm like, oh my god, complexity bias is real in here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just like the brain I got or what, but like I've never suffered from that. I'm a simple kind of guy. And for me, like the way that I think about, I mean, life and growing teams and management and ad account tactics is like, complexity must be necessary for me to do it. Like when I think about like what's my ideal structure, what's my ideal work balance right now, is like I want to work the least amount possible and still hit our goals. Like I want it to be as simple and as easy as possible. Now, one campaign for us was not enough. We tried that and failed to hit our goals. So we added a new one that served a different purpose. That was enough for us to hit all of our goals. So I was like, good, we're done. We're done.
Yep. And until you need it, don't open a new one. Like
so that's kind of how I've always handled it because I think like
seems like a no-brainer to me.
I think simple and maybe more importantly understandable is more important than like 100% optimized. Like if I'm running an account, let's say it's 85% optimized, whatever you want your definition of that to be, but I have a solid grasp of what is driving results and what's not. That's way more useful to a brand than an account that's 100% optimized but muddy. And when something goes wrong or right, it takes you 3 days to figure out what it was. Like that's not a good place to be.
Oh my god! Especially with some of these accounts when they have like 400 to 500 ads in there. I'm like, how do you find anything in here? How do you know what happened? What happened last week or this week or next week? I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, like I think I've never experienced in my career like surprise growth or like uncontrollable growth. All of the growth I've been a part of has always been like very stable and predictable,
strategic,
and controllable. It's the way that I like to do things. Hats off to you guys who have grown faster than me. Obviously, a bunch of you have.
There's nothing wrong with viral growth. The problem with it is though it's very difficult to control. You can't grab it and do anything with it. It's so volatile. It's just like out and gone. So this is these are leading into each other very nicely today. This leads me to like our next one, which is biggest habit I see, bad habit of these marketers these days is metric fixation. And it's interesting because when I was going through here, something that Claude highlighted was streetlight effect, where it's like we this is the only thing I'm going to look at, right?
Yeah.
Where people get focused on it's all about CPA or
Yeah.
CPMs. I need to look at click-through rate or conversion. I'm like, technically, all of these different metrics exist for different reasons, but
Yeah.
you got to look carefully, not just one,
Yeah.
carefully. I like to tackle them. Yeah.
So I have a spreadsheet that when performance is bad, I fill it out. It has a whole bunch of metrics in there. Some are meta metrics, some are just like overall biz ones.
Yep.
But I'll fill it out from like if the last week has been bad, I'll fill out the last 7 days compared to the previous week.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that to see like which individual metrics changed. I
Oh, I
want to know
love this.
where the problem is,
Mm-hmm.
and then we attack that problem, but
Yep.
we don't lose sight of everything else.
Yes.
Like
Mm-hmm.
last year at OG, when we were going through that tough time at the beginning of the year to reach new people, our CPMR, our cost to reach new users, was way higher than it had ever been. So we're like, cool, that's
Yeah.
what we're gonna attack. That's what
Mm-hmm.
exclusions helped with. That's what waste not helped with. But we didn't forget all of the like conversion rate work we were
Yeah,
doing. We
exactly.
didn't
Yeah.
stop making creative that would be better at driving
Yeah.
clicks. Like I don't know. I think it's a balance between like you need to know what changed in order
Mm-hmm.
to try to help it, but you also have to realize like there's 17 different ways to improve performance.
Yeah.
And you need to be doing like at least 6 of them well at a time, I think. So
all the time. You
yeah.
need to be doing all of. I mean, it's kind of true though. Like we talk a lot about acquisition and all of the ad account stuff and the creative and all this and blah blah blah. We talk, at least from what I can see on my timeline, I'm like, where's everybody talking about landers or copywriting or like product photography? Okay, other than names.
Product photography is a huge one though.
Oh,
Like
I've been
huge
doing
one.
so much work with people on this exact thing recently because I'm like, guys, it's still not quite good enough.
Yeah.
Even with people creating AI versions of it where it's like all pristine and stuff, I'm like, you still haven't shown me the product. And supplements in particular is real bad about this. But I digress. We can talk about product photography in another one.
I was gonna say, do you know it's so let's do an episode about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do an episode on that one because that was interesting. Okay. Next two on here, 5 and 6 are really interesting. Bad habits that I see marketers get into. Volatility overreactions, where we just go, which is interesting because that was something you called out. You were like, when things go bad, I just change everything.
I want to do everything. Yeah.
Second one is interesting because it's almost the inverse, sunk cost. So I see marketers go either way. Either they overreact and they're like, I got to fix everything all at once. Let's change it all. Or they're very much like, no, we've already spent way too much time on this top 5 spread of ads. And we have to make them work, like change budgets, cost caps, put them into a different campaign. Like it's just, it's interesting that we're not spending as much time, in my view at least, looking at the actual data, trying to figure out what happened. We just notice something changed and then we go trying to like fix it.
I think what's hard about like trying to be obsessed with the data is like the data doesn't tell you why.
I know.
And for me, it's a red flag these days when someone tells me they're a data-driven marketer. Maybe a hot take, but like I wouldn't want to hire someone that leads with that or like has their resume to title.
Because what are you looking for then?
Because you can be obsessed with the numbers all you want, but if you don't have an understanding of the humans, then like it's not gonna go well.
So true.
And for me, it's like, all right, so you can look at why, you know, an ad's click-through rate, or sorry, you can see that an ad's click-through rate collapsed. You have no clue why from looking at Meta, and you need to go do a deep dive on comments on that ad, comments on other ads, Reddit to figure out what people are talking about. You need to look at the industry as a whole. And then like even that can be a time suck a little bit, but that's going to help you make a better ad rather than just trying to throw out a random idea to replace it quick.
So true.
Like I don't like data driven. I like data aware.
I like that. Okay, that's a little better. Data aware.
I think you need to be like human obsessed.
Okay, yes. That's
how I like my marketers. Data aware, human obsessed.
Data aware, human obsessed. Especially because, and this is a good question to you. This is free consulting for me because again, I've constantly tried to like keep a good
about time I pay you on free consulting 140 episodes in.
Well, 100%. Okay, so free consulting for me because you spent tons more time in deep ad account data. I'm a consultant, so I typically get into ad accounts for a span of like maybe
to
3
take
to
a
6
look.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that long. And typically these ad accounts, I'm coming in to solve acute problems. So it's like, we are dying, come in, help us fix it. I fix it, and then they move on and they just continue. Right. So one thing that I've been asked a lot from my school group this week, shout out to Tether Lab, go join us if you shameless plug.
That's right. I plugged mine too.
Somebody asked me, when it comes to trying to figure out what strategy to make inside the ad account, should I be managing by ad or should I be managing by average of ads? Like, should I go in and try and diagnose a winner because the click-through rate dropped and spend 10 hours of my week trying to solve that one problem? Or should I just all boats rise, like as long as the entire account is doing well? Should I go that way? I'm like, ooh,
yeah. I mean, the answer is like,
like
it
really
depends
good
on a
question.
million other things.
I know. I'm like, well, what is the brand doing? What are they
Yeah.
optimizing for? How healthy are they? Have they seen growth recently? Is everything
Yeah.
died? Like, there's no definitive answer for me. So I wanted to check with you.
Yeah, the most simple thing that we did at
What do we do?
OG that like really helped a lot. I got to OG in February of 2021. I don't know,
Okay.
time flies.
Sure.
I got through that whole year, most of a year, but like it was a
Yeah.
transition year. Like
Yeah.
there was not really a marketing team in place. I like built it from scratch tactically. I didn't even change a whole ton for the first 6 months because I was just trying to like build the team the right way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But after I'd been through a year with them, we started something new in January of the following year, where we started to measure our marketing performance by collection of watches. And the measurement became really simple. Like we essentially built out like a MER or like a blended return on ad spend by collection.
Yeah. Well, that's
So
what I'm saying is
I would
like
say like, all right,
average.
this week we spent $100K on our Whiskey Barrel watch collection.
Okay. Yep.
We did 280K from that collection. It's a
Mm-hmm.
good week. I am
Yep.
happy. As long as that number is good, I really didn't mess with the ad account.
Interesting.
Like we would
Yeah.
continue to test concepts on the LP. We would continue to launch new ads, but like I really wasn't doing too much until we had a week where it's like, hey, we spent 100 on this and we made 170. Like,
Yeah.
that's not good for us.
Something
Like
dropped. Yeah.
so I look at that as like, okay, cool. Our overall advertising efforts for this collection of watches is not working.
Okay.
The reason might be one ad.
Yeah.
But I know like whatever we're spending the majority of the money on right now is not doing what I want it to do. So kill those and find something new that works.
I like that you did this by product, by SKU, basically,
Yeah.
by collection or whatever it was. Mostly because it's so much easier for me to understand what happened or what's going on if it's not the entire account for every single product we have.
Yeah.
This is why I tell people like the ad account these days is basically a glorified folder system. It used to be very important that like ad sets had their own thing. We had campaign set to this, whatever it is. Now that everything is just based upon whatever Meta feels like doing that day, I'm like, the ad sets for me are helping me stay organized. So I want to know this campaign in this ad set, what happened? What was that ad set built for? What were we trying to do? And then I can go through and kind of backwards diagnose it. That's really interesting. So, okay, we have 3 more. Oh my God, we're going through this for so long. And I'm like, oh, this is such a conversation.
Good episode.
I have a hard time when we like go off into the weeds because I'm like, now I want to know. Okay. Number 7 is interesting because this is where I think a lot of marketers struggle because they don't see it very quickly. Experts curse, right? Where it's like all of a sudden we start getting wins and we start thinking like, ooh, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
And then we just can't stop ourselves from like over indexing on the things that we're good at. And this is the reason why I'm like, I'm very good at creative and human. I need the media buying and the numbers side of it more. So I'm trying harder to increase those skill sets so I don't get this like expert level bias.
Yeah, this is where I actually think a lot of brands get it wrong.
Oh, interesting.
I kind of think you should only focus on your strengths and like not really worry about your weaknesses too much. And I mean that both for like the individual marketer and for the brand. Like
Okay.
when I look at a brand like OG, our strength was that we sold fashion pieces that looked good in
Yeah.
photos.
Mm,
So it's like,
mm.
cool. We're gonna invest a lot in taking the best
Yes.
possible
Yes.
watch photography that we can. And I think we got it to a place where like we were, you know, some of the top watch photography like in the world.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I think
100%.
JB and Chris got like really, really good at it. So that was like a brand strength that we leaned into. And like
Mm.
there was always a constant conversation internally of like, we should get more video ads going. And every time we tried, like we kind of failed.
Mm.
And
'Cause
after,
video wasn't your strong suit.
yeah, and after
Like,
like
photography
40
was.
or 70 of them, I was like, why are we doing this? Like we're trying so hard to
That's a lot of
produce
tests too. It's
videos.
not
Like
like
we're
you ran
not good at
3.
it and none of
Yeah.
them rip. And like,
Oh, interesting.
meanwhile, like a bunch of statics
Mm.
rip. And then like
Yeah.
for me on the personal side, like I wouldn't say that media buying is like a superpower of mine. Like I can run
Mm.
an account well. We made a bunch of money with the way I ran the account, but like it was simple. Like,
Mm.
you
Mhm,
know, I'm
mhm.
sure a lot of media buyers out there would be like, oh, like you could have made more money or like you could have been more efficient. And like, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe, but like the better strength of mine was website optimization, was writing all
Mhm.
the concepts for
Yeah.
all of our static ads. So like every time we leaned into that, we made more money.
Yep.
And every time we tried to like try to force ourselves to get better at a weakness, it like didn't go too hot.
I mean, this is making me feel better because I'm always like, am I missing something? Like again, I'm a good media buyer. Like I can run an account and everything's good. I'm much stronger at the creative and the storytelling and the character work and like the psychology. So I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe I
Yeah,
shouldn't
I
worry
think
about
everyone
it.
should be leaning into their strengths more. Like we talk a
Okay.
lot
All
on
right.
this
I feel
pod
good about
about
that.
how I never do dishes. Um, I'm not good at
Because
it.
it's not your strength.
I don't like to do it.
Oh my God, man. That's
But like
amazing.
I'm pretty good at making money, and it's easier to just pay a housekeeper $250 a week to come
Oh,
in and clean up
that is hilarious.
than it is
And you
for me
should
to
tell your
like,
wife, it's not my strong suit, babe. Like, it's,
oh, she
honey,
knows.
I can't.
She's the one that found the maid to
She's like,
come. She's
please
well, and like that's the point.
don't
She
do this.
doesn't even like when I do them because like I don't do them good enough or whatever.
Ah,
Um, so it's like it's a win-win. Why? Like
feedback.
it's a bad use of my time to try to get better at that.
We're gonna win. Okay, that leads us to the last two on here, which these are really interesting, and I can't wait to get
Terrible
your like,
example.
feedback on this. I think it's great. I mean, why not? Yeah. The other thing is everybody's constantly talking about like get better, optimize, like kill your weaknesses. I'm like, some
Yeah, no,
weaknesses are weaknesses for
get
a
like
reason.
get like
Like,
really good at two things
I
and
agree.
outsource the rest.
Yes. Okay, I feel better about this. I'm
Outsource
gonna just
or just
I'm
don't
gonna
do the
be okay
rest.
with it. Like I can be good at something in exchange to be really great at one
Yeah.
other thing. I'd rather
Yep.
have that. Yeah, 100%. Okay. Number 8 here, last two, bad data blindness. So a lot of people were talking about the fact that like they didn't have accurate data to make decisions, or like we input like conversion tracking and it finally started working and things like that. And this is no dig on them. It's just bad habit that we get into it. And as marketers is we fixate, right? Like we talked about before, but then we also just ignore things when it becomes obvious that it's a problem.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people ignore stuff. Landing pages is a really good example of this.
Yeah.
It's just like landing pages, CRO, like price testing,
Yeah.
title testing, images on your website, like all of that stuff still needs to be done. You can't just focus on the ads. And I have a couple brands that I'm currently mentoring with this, which is like, let me see the landing page that this is going to. And they're like, we don't really test landing pages. And I'm like, well, that's a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah,
Like,
I do think
mm,
like ad account obsession is a problem in the industry and like
oh,
it became really,
obsession.
really eye-opening to me when like the conversation on Twitter, which is largely dominated by media buyers or media buyer agencies.
I would agree with that.
So like
Yep.
that's what they want to talk
True.
about. But like as I made more connections in the industry with other CMOs, we almost never talked about ad account
You
stuff.
said this a couple times and I felt it.
Yeah,
I'm
like
like, what do you talk about? Tell
like
me what you're saying
it
now. Let's
it was
concentrate.
so shocking to me the difference. Like when I'd have conversations about growth with
Mm,
agency guys, and some agency guys are awesome. Like there's a bunch of,
yeah.
and let me also
Yeah.
point out some CMOs are idiots. Like I know some of those too. So like that's not what I'm
Yeah.
saying. All I'm saying is like I think brand side marketers
Mm,
because they're full time on it, they know like, hey, we can't media buy for 40 hours this week. Like we have to do other stuff.
Something. Yeah.
So a lot of the like growth outside the ad account tactics like became what we talked about. Because I think at the end of the day, like we all acknowledged like, hey, if you have your meta account set up to be like 80% of the way there, that's fine. I actually think there's not much to gain from that last 20%. But there's another 100% to gain if you get really good at copy on site. There's another 100% to gain if you get really good at influencers. Like there's so much more opportunity than the ad account. And I know it's the thing we obsess on, and like it deserves its time. It gets 50% of our revenue at times. But it's not the only thing we got. There's a lot of things you can do outside the account that make the account work better. Maybe that's the next question that you should ask is now.
Okay.
What have you done outside the ad account that had the most positive impact on the ad account?
Okay. I'll go get that data this week because I think that would be a super interesting question to see the differences between inside and outside. Because the last one on here, bad habit, that I think most marketers should just drop is this kind of like self-serving spotlight where it's like and you just talked about it, the thing that I do matters the most. And I'm like, that is not true. This is the reason why I have a hard time, because I've had some brands come in and say, can we see like examples of your work? Can you show us some of the things that you've produced? Can you like bring us some ads so that we can vet you as a creative strategist or whatever it is? I have a hard time with this because I typically advise a lot of teams. I teach a lot of media buyers and creative strategists. I'm in a lot of ad accounts, but it's not just me. Like, yes, I wrote the script, but it was the creator who delivered it correctly, right? And yes, they delivered it correctly, but it was the media buyer who managed the account well enough to make sure it got spent. Like, it's not just me that's developing all of these good concepts.
Let me actually shout out an agency guy quick.
Okay.
He's a media buying agency that runs media for one of my copywriting clients right now. And they've done such a good job like taking what I've done and running with it and building off of it. And I sent a message today to him and the founder of the brand where I was like, hats off to you guys. Like, you are doing exactly what you should do with what I'm doing. And like, it's been awesome. Let me find his name. Because he deserves a shout out.
Get ready, dude. You're gonna have a lot of clients after this. If Nate gives you a recommendation, it's a real deal. They
Oliver Galang.
Okay.
Oliver Galang.
All right. Well, and I'll find his profile and I'll see if I can
tag
him.
I think the agency is called Off Guard Marketing. But yeah, like absolutely killing it. Like I think we've scaled meta spend like 70% in the first month that I've been here.
Holy God Almighty!
And it's fantastic. So, shout out to him.
This is the reason why.
Anyways,
like everybody went there.
Yeah, and like let me say, like I didn't scale that by 70%. Also, he didn't scale it by 70% the month before I got here. But like, together is better.
Yes, together is better. We're gonna end it there because I'm like, this was such a good, like, easy chat today about all the things that I think we need to work on. Work on ourselves as marketers. Because this is what we're seeing in the industry right now. There is no one thing that's like, this is what changed everything. There's lots of different things that we need to work on. And really, a core takeaway, you need a lot of good people to be able to do it. So don't over-index. Don't get greedy. And please don't get selfish.
Like, by the way, just one quick note on greed. We're going to end this episode on a serious one. Greed will kill your business faster than any marketing tactic, faster than any bad hire, faster than any lawsuit or inventory issue. Greed will kill your business faster than anything. And on that weird, dark note, thanks for listening to Brain Driven Brands. You can follow me at Nate Lagos, follow at Sarah Levenger on Twitter. If you want to work with us, hit us up. We are, my client roster is full for another month, but I'll be opening it back up in August. Sarah runs more organized business than me, so she can help you out right now. And we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Appreciate you guys listening. If you want to follow me, I'm at Sarah Levenger. Anywhere you consume content, he is at Nate Lagos. If you like this show and if you like this episode, go ahead and like, subscribe, share with a friend. Drop us a review when you have a minute. We would appreciate it. Otherwise, have a great week. We'll see you next time.